The Men in Black franchise can join the storied list of media properties that is still coasting along because of one great installment. Franchises like Pirates of the Caribbean, Jurassic Park, and to a lesser extent the Alien franchise and The Simpsons fall on this as well. Multimedia empires that had a really strong initial showing and are still technically going strong, but a lot of that is inherent goodwill from their genesis. It's with this in mind, and coming after two sequels which refused to change the formula, that we find Men in Black International, a soft reboot which on paper seems to have the pieces in place to revitalise the dead franchise. We've got a great new cast with Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and also Liam Neeson, who I'm guessing is in movie jail right now. And we're going to explore more of this world and get a new team dynamic to escape the shadow of Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. However, Men in Black International just doesn't click, and despite everything on paper lining up, it was a really unengaging and boring watch, and I'm aware that I'm starting to sound like a broken record here. I started this movie show because I love talking about films and keeping up to date with the releases, but for the past few weeks I've either been talking about a summer film just being alright or being a flat-out slog. But with Men in Black International, I feel like I've met my match, because I've spent the past few hours trying to figure out just why this doesn't work. But I think I've found it, but I need to describe a scene. Minor spoilers, but nothing that the trailers didn't already reveal. So Tessa Thompson's character is a genius who has spent her life trying to find the Men in Black organization after seeing her parents get neuralized as a child. She finds them and manages to get hired on a probationary period, and despite the audience being told that she gets trained in hand-to-hand combat, alien culture, and driving alien vehicles, we're never actually shown it. But anyway, she's sent by Emma Thompson doing an Emma Thompson impression to London via an underground train that travels there from New York. So Tessa Thompson, now Agent M, goes underground, and the train is your standard stereotypical New York subway train. This is a private subway only for Men in Black agents. She enters the train, passing the worm guys on the way in, and there's a couple of agents inside. Some of them are stood up, some of them are sat down. Agent M goes to sit down, only for the chair to promptly kick her off, and the interior of the train starts morphing around her into a high-tech, space-age style aesthetic, as all of the agents around her, now stood up, take their seat, which is part of a long 360 shot, which shows the train as it changes around to Agent M, who then sits down and heads to London. When she arrives, the agents leave the train still transformed, and it doesn't become the disguised subway cart anymore, even though it didn't need to be disguised in the first place because, and I must stress this point, this is a private subway which only Men in Black agents use. So, what's the issue here? Well, it all revolves around that 360 shot of the reveal of the train. The scene hinges on that moment of revelation. It's supposed to inspire awe or wonder in the audience, but you can see how engineered that moment is. It's so engineered that when Agent M first enters the disguised train, there are some agents who are already sat down, even though those agents who are veterans know that they're about to get booted off their seats. In fact, when the 360 shot happens, some of the extras in the background who were previously sat down are just not there anymore. They disappeared for the sake of that reveal shot, a reveal that did not need to happen, and I can't stress this bit enough, there is no reason for the train to be disguised because this is a Men in Black exclusive subway. This may sound like I'm nitpicking or just critiquing one scene in one film, but it is emblematic of the issues of the entirety of Men in Black International. See, filmmaking is like magic. The creatives use misdirection, strong emotion, and craft to distract you from the fact that they're trying to tell a story. The issue with Men in Black International is that from beginning to end, you can see the film trying to engineer a crowd-pleasing blockbuster. Everything from the plot, the catchphrases, the stunt casting, the set pieces, even Hemsworth and Thompson's improvised, in massive quotes, banter, feels ridiculously manufactured. That's not a deal breaker by any stretch, but when compared to the first Men in Black movie, not only did that creative team make their film look good, they made it look effortless. International feels like it's made by a bunch of suits in a boardroom. They want Marvel Studios style banter, but none of the jokes land. They want a big name actor giving a strange performance with Rebecca Ferguson, but she's really miscast here. They wanted a Baby Groot style CGI companion who is the exact same size and shape as a Funko Pop, so here's Kumail Nanjiani actually being pretty funny. They wanted to appear woke by poking fun at the gender reductive title of Men in Black, even though nobody really cares. They wanted to travel to different countries to get those tax breaks, but never found anything interesting or fun or inventive to do in those countries. There's even scenes in the film's trailers that don't actually play out like that in the movie, they're just there to be good trailer moments to get the audiences to pay to see their film. And all of the above is not helped by the fact that the film is shot on digital with glossy VFX, despite the Men in Black franchise being about the seedy underbelly of New York and society in general, without the filter of glossy romantic fiction. And then I realised that this film was distributed by Sony, who have made some decent smaller scale films, but their blockbusters in recent years have reeked of this committee feeling, and Men in Black International is just the latest in a long line of this. You know, there's a reason why between this and Men in Black 3, Marvel Studios began and ended 2 whole phases of their cinematic universe, because Sony has spent all of those years stewing this film in a boardroom and did not let it out until it was generic enough to be considered a massive hit, and frankly, I'm going to forget about this film by the time the credits roll on this video. It's not terrible, but there's practically nothing to it. The action's not inventive, the aliens are generic, the twists are predictable, and it feels manufactured from start to finish. Is summer over yet? Because I'm fed up already. Skip this and watch the original instead. I'm giving Men in Black International 1.5 stars out of 5.
We are the Men in Black. The men and women in black.
Yeah, ha. Perfectly done. Trilbee.